Hello, I'm Jon Hodge, Soul Design Master for You Transformed. Today I'm going to be doing a breakdown of my own personal chart, an unpacking of it. And this is a brief unpacking, but I wanted to give everybody a sense for what's in the chart and the information that you'll receive. The importance of this chart for me, as I was developing it, I was actually looking for things for myself, is the way this, kind of came into picture. These are three different technologies put together to create an overview of all of you, who you are, not just your body, your bodysuit. There is a way to just look at your bodysuit and see how it operates, and that helps a lot. But it helps to know about who you are, the wholeness of who you are. When you were created, when you came into the earth realm, the earth plane, and started incarnating, the different things that you select in each lifetime have a bearing on what you're trying to learn in that lifetime, your mission, your overall mission for all your lives, and also your bodysuit changes within each lifetime. So there's variables there that your soul is using to create new scenarios and learn things in the path that it wants to learn in. It's free will, so it's choosing its path, and it's creating new situations, new circumstances, new catalyst in each lifetime for learning. So we'll be looking at taking a look at my chart, and we're going to go to a overview of my chart here. And this is the what we call the soul design summary. In the soul design summary, we have an overview, a summary of the soul profile, the earth realm profile, and the human design. And these are the things that I was talking about. Your soul profile was when you were fractalized by source and created. It doesn't change. This is the qualities of the path that you've taken since you came from source and you came into this realm. It holds all of that. The earth realm profile is adjustable energies, energy makeups that you choose in each lifetime to create variation in what you're trying to learn, where you're trying to go, and what you're trying to do. The human design is your vehicle. It's who you are. It's as your bodysuit. It's who your bodysuit is, and it's the best way to equate it is your body is an intelligent system that is a vehicle that you're in, and the human design tells you how to most efficiently. It gives you the schematic and the operating manual for your human bodysuit. So if you know the design, it helps you to engage your energies, because all of these energies, all the energies, the soul profile, the earth realm profile, all of that stuff shines through and operates through this human design, and they're all important. So to know yourself, when you look at all of these qualities, you have a really good idea about who you are and what you need to do in this lifetime to really know yourself and function at the highest level of your being and absolute truth. So we'll start out here with the soul profile, and this is my chart up at the top. It'll have your name, and we'll go into the soul profile here. When I was fractalized at source, my primary divine quality is love, and my secondary quality is order. And they're very close to the same percentage. My primary quality is 27% love and 24% order. I can give you the percentages, but overall, I found in working with clients, the percentages is not really that important, because sometimes a secondary quality will outshine the primary because they're more in line with it in this lifetime. So it's important for me, it was important to understand the positive and negative aspects. I didn't know that I did better when I aligned in love and order until I got my reading. And then it really became an apparent to me. In fact, most clients that I speak to, that's one of the things that you see this light bulb come on, and this they see that. When they see it, it's that knowing that we all have inside of ourselves. They feel that in their heart and their knowing, and they see those primary and secondary qualities, and it opens them up, and it helps them to have that realization of more of who they are. So when I saw that I was love and order, I resonated with those qualities, and every client I've had to date resonated with at least one of the qualities, and felt good about the other one. So for me, when I learned this, I began to understand, especially with order. Order is, putting things in sequence, and a person that is an order person wants things in their order. Just because you're an order person doesn't mean that everybody that's an order person is exactly the same. My wife is an order person, but we're different in the way that we think about order and our needs of order. As a caveat, it was really important when I read my wife's chart and why we were butting heads so much about certain things in our life, because we're both order. She was trying to have her order and I was trying to have my order. And we were going like that, butting heads with it. But now we both know we're order people, and we navigate that with respect. She has her order, I have my order. So that became very important for me. And also things based in love. I didn't realize that if I'm not based in love, that's really when I feel very unfulfilled. If I'm not being loving, if I'm not being in an arena of love, like you transformed, I feel joy and being in that quality all of the time now. I have joy, and everything is easy for me. Usually when you're in your qualities, when I'm in the quality of love and order, what happens is everything is ease. It's an ease that you live in, an ease. You still have challenges, but everything is much more at ease in your life, and there's not as much stress and anxiety, put it that way. So knowing those two things was really important to me, and helped me to start understanding that these are the qualities that I have. Now, everybody some people can have the same qualities you have, and there's 8 qualities. So everybody can have different qualities, and everybody has a different identity and a different profile, because I haven't done the math on the number of combinations you can have with all this, but it's a lot, mind-boggling. So if I understand what somebody's qualities are, I can relate to them much easier. I understand why they do certain things the way they do them. So, not only me having this, but me looking at the charts of my wife, my children, my grandchildren, I know why they do all the things that they do now, why they like to do certain things and don't like to do other things. So it's become a wonderful thing in my life to be able to understand the people who are around me that I love, and not have angst and anxiety and frustration with each other. We understand each other more, and we know why we do certain things. So these primary qualities stay with you throughout all of your lifetimes and your sojourn. The next thing that is interesting, but tends to be something that helps you understand some of the proclivities that you have in life, is your soul group. Because when you were fractalized by Source, you went to a realm, and these are realities. These are other realms. Earth is a realm. In my case, I'm an Arcturian. Arcturus was my soul group, and so when I looked in my positive and negative qualities in that group, once again, it really resonated with me. Why I like to do the things I like to do, and why I see the world a certain way. It filters through from your past, filters through, even if you're not aware of it. The natures and the things from your previous journey comes through in this life in certain ways. So when I already knew I was Arcturian before I did the soul design, but that was a knowing thing. And then when I did the design, it was a confirmation for what I was doing. So not only this was the first realm that I hit after when I decided I wanted to go into incarnations. I went into the Arcturus group, and when I completed my journey, my life cycles with Arcturus, I had the goal of going to Earth. You're already planned out. So I knew I was going to go from Arcturus and head for the Earth realm. But in order to get to the Earth realm, I went to a realm called Mintaka first. And the reason I did that, it was to adjust my energy to come into the Earth realm. Mintaka has basically the same, the realm has the same primary and secondary energy patterns as Earth, which is love and truth. And the thing is, Mintaka is an easier environment. It's not as difficult as the Earth realm. Earth realm is a serious school. Mintaka, there is not any the negativity there is very, very low. It's very positively oriented, if you want to put it in that terms of the polarities. So it's not as demanding. So I went there for a short time to adjust into the Earth plane, because this is about, what you do when you go from one realm to another is you have to adjust your frequencies, your energy to go in. So that's what I was doing. And I was learning some things also in order to prepare myself to come into this realm. So, and I see this in client after client after client. You see the path. Generally, these primary and secondary qualities, you'll at least have one quality that comes in through this whole path here because of the energy configuration, and you adjust into another realm. So everybody that's come to the Earth, they may be something other than love and order, but they came from another realm that usually has one of the primary qualities aligned with their makeup, their original makeup. And then some of them hit, like a lot of souls hit Mintaka before they come in. Use that as a way to come back in, to come into the Earth realm. So this is a very interesting thing, and it gives you an ideal of the basic energies that you are, foundational energies before you came into here. And these shine through. They do for me when I look at the report information on this, and I do have a report back here. We'll look at that for just a second. Every reading has a report along with it. You can see this is for my profile. So love is a fourth ray. This is about energies, light. So I break this down into rays. It's a fourth ray, which is love. And within each one of these, in this quality, I talk about it somewhat. And then I give the positive and the negative. This is positive choice qualities. So if I have positive choice, these are the qualities that are going to shine through for me. If I do negative choices, this is what happens to me. And I do that for each one of these. Here's order in my chart. And I talk about order, what people of order usually have and feel like. And then same thing again, which for me, it's really handy. These positive choice qualities and these negative choice qualities is if I find myself feeling like if I'm having trouble dealing with drama, just as an example, I'm in the negative side of my order. So these are really handy tools to at a quick glance. When you're feeling a certain way, you can go in here and look and say, why am I frustrated? Why am I frustrated? Why am I having a hard time with this? And it helps you to understand that, well, I'm operating on the negative side of this energy, and helps you to navigate that. And also we have your soul groups. My origin was Arcturus, so I talk about Arcturian souls, and then I give the characteristics of an Arcturian soul. And my underlay is Mintaka, and I do the same thing again. And you'll also notice that I'm giving the energy makeup here: love and truth and Mintaka, and Arcturus is power and love. But you see the love carrying through here, which is my primary quality, which is love. So we can go through and we have the soul groups. So you have information on that, and you can get a feeling for what's positive and negative in what you're doing. So now let's move on here to the Earth realm profile. Now in my Earth realm profile, there's seven different roles that you can come in. A role is selected for a cycle of lives. It doesn't change. You don't change the role within each lifetime of a cycle of lives. You could actually do all 7 roles if your soul wants to, and go through the Earth realm doing that. Not very many souls do that, by the way. So I'm a priest type soul, and once again, I give the breakdown for priest. Priest is truth. Truth is a very high vibration. A priest soul is a very high vibration soul. Truth is a seventh energy center role. Violet ray, very high quality. And I go through and I talk about the priest and the positive and the negative characteristics of a priest. And for me, when I read through this, I was like, yeah, this is me when I read all this. So it gives you an idea about your role. Your role is your archetype. It's an archetype energy that you are, that you're using. Let's put it that way, as the role in each one of these lifetimes. And you're working with that archetype energy through your lifetimes. So it's important to know. I didn't know I was a priest, but when I read the qualities and everything, it really resonated with me, and I understood why I did certain things. And I found that helpful. If we go back to the summary here, we find out our role. And then we look at your soul age. There's infant, baby, young, mature, old, transcendental. Everybody here is pretty much in between youth and old. Most souls on the planet right now are kind of in the upper end of the youth, and we're trying to evolve right now into the mature level for the entire population. So I'm an old soul. There's 7 levels in each soul age here. I'm a level 7 teacher. This is my last hurrah, as we could say, if I decide that so much. There may be 2 or 3 lifetimes in this level 7. Most of the time, there's not much. Each one of these soul ages has 7 levels, and each one of these levels can have several lifetimes in it till you master that level, and then move on. So I'm here at the end of this set of life cycles. If I so determine, I could come back one more time and teach, or I could come back as a transcendental soul, and operate some that way, teaching. So this every lifetime, the level, soul age, and the level I'm at right now. These are the goals that are these are the things that are adjustable in each lifetime. And there's 7 goals, 7 modes, 7 attitudes. So if I look at my goals, my goal is acceptance. So, I'm working on accepting, letting go, and allowing, and accepting, and letting things flow in this lifetime. So that's the main goal one of the main goals I have here. The mode that I'm using is how I go about this in this lifetime. I'm using what's called a reserved mode. And reserved means that I internalize. I bring things in, and I'm very reserved. I look at things and I bring them in, and I internalize it and think about it before I do something with it. That's my modus operandi of what I'm doing. And I have a spiritualist attitude. A spiritualist is someone who has a very broad vision, who is very, very open, and who is very attached to metaphysical and spiritual activity. But there's several different attitudes, and what I find in clients is the attitude is fairly important. You'll see the way they interact with the world a lot through their attitude. Chief obstacle is a catalyst that you've set up for yourself in this lifetime. This catalyst is, for me, self-destruction is really what brought me to the fullness of my ability to do what I'm doing right now. It's a destructive nature, and there's lots of different ways to be self-destructive. And there's other obstacles. Impatience is one of them that a lot of people have. So this is the catalyst that I use to have something show up in my life, and it's a catalyst that, for me, I try to destroy myself several different ways. But it was a catalyst, and I learned a tremendous amount about myself and how to overcome obstacles. So it has been very important in my life. My centering is instinctive for me, and that's very true. I have very strong intuition and knowing, and I'm very instinctive, and I operate that way. And there's other centers. There's emotional, there's intellectual, there's moving. If you have a moving center, you actually slide back and forth between these different things. And then there's what's called higher level centering, which is centered in the higher, in the upper energy centers energies, um, where you're looking at these higher levels, look at everything in a higher level all the time, which is called a higher centering. But I'm an instinctive centering, very intuitive, and have very good intuition. My body type is Mercury. This is something that I give everyone. I don't find it as important unless you're having some physical problems. There's some information about Mercury souls, their body type, and some of the proclivities that Mercury body types have. Now, the next level of this is the human design. And this is the energy. Like I said, this is the vehicle that you're in. This is my bodysuit. You see the schematic here. This is the schematic for how this bodysuit operates. And human design is very interesting. It's very popular right now. And I'm finding with my clients, it's very, very helpful. And it's extremely helpful to align all three of these qualities. And when you do that, you're in the sweet spot is what happens. So I look at the type, the strategy for this type, the inner authority, profile, themes, incarnational cross, and your channels. For our typical chart for our client, we have different levels of reading. In our standard reading that we do, we give all of this information, and I break this information down for the client, whatever type they are. In readings, we have readings past that where I'll go into the channels. I can go into your body graph and talk about your channels and your centers in your body. And that's quite a bit more information. Most people I find, you can, at first, this is the best thing to do because I'm giving this to you in a general way where it's easy to understand. So the main thing is to understand that, like for myself, I'm a manifesting generator. And there is a life strategy with each one of these. My life strategy is to visualize and inform, then wait to take action, hold back. So each one of these types has a specific strategy. When you engage your strategy properly, what happens is your energy flows and people react to you positively, and there's a connection that is made, and the energy exchange is proper, and everybody feels at ease and with joy with this interchange. When you don't follow your strategy properly for whatever type you are, what happens is you get into a lot of frustration. You get into a lot of situations where you're bitter and you're angry. Things fall flat. Some of these types, if you don't engage all the types, if you don't engage properly, your energy does not work right. Your car doesn't work right. Your vehicle, you're driving and it runs off the road a lot. So you need to engage your strategy properly, and sometimes that takes a little bit of training yourself to do that, because we were all taught by other people when we came in. You're imprinted by your parents and everybody else that's around you, and some of them may be your type, but they may not even know their strategy, and they're operating their strategy wrong. And they're trying to imprint you with one of the biggest things about all this is everyone that is around you when you're born is imprinting you with what they think life is about. And the truth is every human being has a different identity and has some differences. So knowing your soul design is knowing yourself and knowing your family and your relationships is a big thing, because you know how to engage energies through the human design. You learn how to operate your strategy and navigate. You navigate all these things and shine your soul energies through in their most coherent and aligned way, which creates ease, which is ease of being, and manifestation is much higher level. The things, your level of joy and everything increases dramatically when you're in alignment with your strategy and you understand your profiles all the way through to your human design, because the human design is just carrying these other energies. So you have to engage it properly. So really important to understand, what type you are and what your strategy is, and the authority the inner authority is the way that you turn your energy on and off within you. Some designs have what's called a motor and are sending energy out. Other designs are bringing energy in and looking at it and projecting it or creating something with it or interacting in that way. My system, I send out energy. I generate it. I'm a manifesting generator, so I send out energy. And my inner authority is a sacral. So I'm using an immediate or response within myself, whether to engage with things or not. And I always wait. As a manifesting generator, I use the generator part first. I wait. I visualize what I want. I visualize my what I want to manifest, and I let the universe bring it to me. And as it brings it to me, I'm testing it. Is this mine? Is this mine? This is where I need to go. And then when I get that I can engage. I'm informing other people this is what I'm going to do. And I can start to manifest. So there's different authorities. Mine is sacral. Profile. Everyone has a profile that gives you a general outline of your energies throughout your lifetime. Mine is a 4-6, which has 3 stages in it. And these 3 stages are for learning, to become a role model. Opportunist is I'm actually testing different things for the first 28 years of my life. And then in the second 28 years, I'm thinking about them. I'm working with it internally. And then in my last 50 plus years, I'm teaching what I've learned. And that's been very true for my life. So I found that very interesting when I got my profile. Theme is what happens if I'm operating my strategy correctly. Manifesting generator, I do my strategy correctly, I have satisfaction and joy and ease. If I'm not doing that, I have frustration and anger. These are like flags. Is something frustrating me? Am I becoming angry about this? That's a flag that something has not engaged properly, and we're using some negative choices and things are creating this frustration. And then we can do some internal work to figure out what it is and get ourselves back on track. Incarnational cross gives you a brief description of the way you're going to be able to generate a success in your life. It's the things that you're really going to be good at. And it's in a very brief format. And it is helpful. Mine, if you go into the report, we give you all of this information for all these things. You can go back to your report over and over and work with your report. For me, let's go into human design. See, I have manifesting generator, authority, profile. I talk about the profile, first 28 years. I give the different stages here that you go through. I'm a penetration 4. I should be a penetration 4, not a penetration 4-2. see that mine is about getting noticed through ambition. Yeah, first stages of my life were much more so than now, but I was very ambitious in my approach. The problem I had with my early lifetime in my first 28 years, I was experimenting, and I was pretty rough on people and myself. Carry energy to get to the point. Yes, I'm a very to the point type person, and I don't beat around the bush. So it kind of, it's giving me a description of kind of how I am, and you know, you'll find the same thing in your cross. So, and then past that, we have the channels. You go here, have all the channels. I have a lot of channels. I've got a lot of stuff going on. But in the report, we describe, we go in and we describe all of these channels for you. And report's really handy. So I have all these different channels that I'm working with. And like I said, we give you information on each one of these channels and the kind of the positive and negative things with those channels so you can navigate them. So I hope you've enjoyed looking at my chart. There's the chart in the report. And like I said, it was very helpful for me. I'm finding clients, it's really like the light bulb comes on and the response I've gotten to it is it's been very helpful for them. And so anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. And we also have the Soul Design Show where we'll be breaking down other people's charts. And we'll be looking at all of this in much more detail in the future. So if you like the video, please give us a like and a share and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.